Welcome to the second video of 3 in our total bathroom remodel series. This bathroom had an original window in the shower. I really can't stand windows in the showers. They really date the bathrooms to like the 1950s to 70s era, and they just look out of place. So here we've decided to remove the window, so in the new shower surround it won't be an issue at all. Basically, we cut out the nails and the fasteners, and it pulled out fairly easily. There's our rough opening. We installed new framing to match the existing wall thickness, cut out the sheathing out of thick plywood. So we're going to board this up. Of course, we'll weatherproof it, caulk it, and put exterior grade siding or similar on it. I've seen people, believe it or not, just paint that. You do have to put siding or some kind of exterior grade appropriate covering. Here's the interior of that enclosed window. Of course, we will insulate the exterior walls. Next, moving on to the plumbing installation of the shower fixture. We elected to use PEX tubing. Excellent product, so easy to work with. Makes your bathroom renovations go on so much quicker. 2-inch pipe cutter. I was skeptical this was going to work. We got our mark. We need a 2.5-inch pipe, or I'm sorry, 2-inch pipe for drains. This is rated up to 2.5-inch pipe. I didn't think it was going to work. You do got to use some muscle, but boy, it does cut right through. And the ends are pretty straight, and the ends don't really have a lot of burrs on them. So we're making some adjustment on this 2-inch shower drain trap, and when you find the perfect angle, go ahead and draw a line across the pipe, and then when you solvent weld it, glue it together, you can just match up that line and you know you're on the right spot. Some jurisdictions may require colored primer to show that the drains were glued together properly. This purple primer will stain if you drop it on any finished area of your bathroom, so be careful when working with it. Here we are cutting out a subfloor for our new shower. Cutting out the hole in the new subfloor for the shower drain, 2-inch drain. The manufacturer specs will tell you where to cut the height of the shower drain for your particular type of shower enclosure. Getting close to putting your surround in, you do want to check all your corners to make sure you have enough nailers. So a 2x4 will have to be installed here so the surround has something to secure to. When adding additional framing, screws are much easier than nails. Here adding additional blocking per the manufacturer's instructions for the shower enclosure. Okay, time to install the drain into your shower pan. There's only two styles. There's a 2-inch glue or solvent weld type. The problem with that is you have to have access underneath to be able to connect it. So you'd have to have an accessible basement or crawl space. In a lot of cases, you're not going to have access underneath. That's where you want a compression drain. So this type is really nice to use. You can do the final 2-inch PVC connection from the shower side, from the bathroom side. So you start by taking off the nut. And then here, traditionally people do plumber's putty, although the manufacturers now are warning you that you want to use silicone because plumber's putty is bad for plastics. You want the back lip level and check it left and right and then front and back. Yeah, it looks perfect. Now the bubble. After you're sure it's level, next you can mark the top of all the stud locations, and then you want to pre-drill through the shower pan. Pre-drill all your holes in the shower pan. You don't want to screw directly through them. Okay, so the pan is secured to all the studs. It's level, adhesive to the subfloor. All the screws are in, everything's shimmed. And then you want to dry fit your wall panels to make sure everything's going to fit first. So you always start with the exterior wall. That's the back panel. You're going to dry fit it, make sure everything's level before you do the adhesive and go to the next steps. Okay, so dry fit's pretty good. We did check it for level up here, and it's dead on, so that looks perfect. So now you can pre-drill all your top locations and put in the adhesive. Dry fit the left panel. No adhesive yet, no screws yet. Okay, the third and last panel you do need to cut out for the plumbing. You can measure over, of course, but you only get one shot to do it right. So we're going to take a piece of cardboard and use it as a template where that's going to be, and then we'll transfer that mark to the panel. Okay, we transferred the measurement with the cardboard template. We also double checked with a tape measure. We feel good that we're on the right spot. So now we're going to use a 2-inch hole saw. Ouch. Molten hot plastic. So you just adhere it on the back side of the opening, and then you take your utility knife and just cut that out. Dry fit the last and third panel. Okay. Okay, so that fits. You can service it. Everything fits there. Check your reveals and your gaps. Level it one last time. All right, so we got a temporary brace up. You also want to brace the outer wall where you had that extra lateral support with the adhesive. You want to push on that. When everything hardens and dries for the adhesive, you're good to come in with the final caulking. The manufacturer recommends all these inner seals be caulked with a bathroom caulk, and you also caulk the very bottom where the walls meet the shower base. After that, you are done with your new shower surround. You can install doors as the next step, which we will do, or you could just do a curtain. Okay, all bathrooms need some type of ventilation. This bathroom never had it, and there is mold spotting on the walls, so we want to provide a way to vent out this bathroom. We're going to install this bathroom ventilation fan today. You do want to have some kind of idea what kind of framing you're looking at above, whether it be 2-foot on center trusses or wood ceiling joist. You can see the profile of the box is quite wide, so it's much larger than a light fixture where you just have a little circle to put in the ceiling. You want to know where the framing is. You can use a stud sensor. In this case, we're able to go in the attic and kind of measure off the wall and see where we're going to be when we drill through the ceiling. Okay, so we found our drill mark. This is an older house with wood lath plaster, so you want to be careful not to put any weight on that. Now this gives us our reference so we can mark out and cut out the ceiling for the opening of the vent. Try to go up 4 feet, 5 feet straight up. So the best practice is to remove the old metal work box and just fish the wire through the wall, and you can pull it through. This metal box was so stubborn we couldn't get it out no matter what. So I have to do drywall work in the same room anyway, so we just went ahead and did a new exploratory hole, pulled the Romex wire down that way, and we're good to go now. Don't like to do it this way, but in the end I don't think it'll slow us down any. So now we're just preparing the new wires to tie into the old work, so the switch will work for everything in this bathroom. Depending on your bathroom vent fan, you can separate light and vent function. In this small, simple room, we're just going to keep it all on one circuit, one switch. Now, you don't want to forget this step. A lot of people will just vent right into the attic, and of course, over time, it's going to be too much warm, moist air pumping your attic. You can have mold growing in the attic. Now, if you have a very exaggerated climate, very hot or cold temperatures, you might want to use a better insulated duct for this so you don't have condensation forming. But you do want to vent your bathroom fans all the way to the exterior. You can even use foil tape if you want a real good seal on there. That looks like that fits great. And then we're going to use zip ties to hold it on tight. Bathroom vent fan, it's good to have two guys because you can have one guy up top and one guy down below kind of helping each other locating things. With two guys, you could do it 1 to 2 hours pretty easily. Good luck. I bet you can do it yourself. Cutting drywall, you're going to measure and then use a utility knife to cut on the finished paper side, and then it will simply break off and score and cut off the remaining paper on the back side. Always mix your drywall mud so it is smooth and creamy. When you close it for the day, scrape off the edges so your mud stays clean and moist and ready to go for the next day. Here we're sanding the mud between coats. You want it as smooth as reasonably possible, but it will take several coats to build up over time. When you're happy with your sanding of your joint compound, let it dry thoroughly. After the final coat, clean all of that dust and debris off the walls. Honestly, sanding is a breeze with this. +3 is what they market it as now. It's the blue pail, not the green pail. It used to be called lightweight all-purpose joint compound by USG. Now it's marketed as the +3. It's wonderful stuff, much easier to use than the green label. Probably do that corner first. Okay, here's the primer. We're going over some new drywall and some old dark colored walls, so you definitely want to prime first. The primer has better adhesion than paint and better coverage. Name brand primers will do an excellent job of covering up old stains, mold, and dark previous paint. Per the manufacturer's instructions, this primer claims it can be dry within 1 hour and immediately go right to your paint. Personally, we are going to give it 24 hours to dry before painting. Back and forth W pattern and then fill in where you just put. This is just the primer coat. There'll be 2 coats of bathroom paint after this. Satin is a good option, or any bathroom rated paint. It's best to cut in the edges of your room and trim first and then do the middle portions.